Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great day. If you don't know who I am, my name is Aram. I am a real estate agent and an investor here in the Chicagoland area. And a lot of new things are happening on this video. Let me break it down and we'll explain exactly what we're talking about as well. We're filming this at a cigar lounge. The reason I'm holding the mic, they got incredible ventilation and we keep hearing static. So if the audio is not great, I apologize. But we're on a limited schedule and it's the only time we can film. So I want to get this video out to you because this is a video about reflection, gratitude, and everything that's happened in the last 27 years. Why 27? Because, ladies and gentlemen, today is Tuesday, November 15th. In 2 days, a day after you are seeing this, because I'll be posting this on the 16th, I will be turning 27 years old. And I want to take an opportunity to reflect on, my experiences throughout my life, how I got here, and if at a younger age I thought that I would be a lot further, or I would not be as far as I am today. And we're gonna get started because there's a lot of realism in this video, and the reason I kind of want to make this video is, one, for a lot of you that are struggling out there, maybe a little bit older than me, a little bit younger than me. Hey, there is an ending. And I think I'm gonna show some of the not the vulnerable parts, the parts that a lot of people don't share. And I think it's very important that you guys see that it's not always been sunshine and rainbows. Of the 27 years, I would say 25 of those years were spent struggling, right? And then 2 of the years has been very prosperous, and I kind of want to showcase that throughout this video. I think it'll be very beneficial. And we're going to talk about income. We're going to talk about mistakes, lessons, experiences, goals of the future, where I want to be. All that is going to be discussed in this video, so please stick around. And then, of course, if you enjoy it, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your age, where you're at, and where you want to be in 3 years, and we'll get it popping. So let's get started. 27 in 2 days. Let's go back to my life began in Armenia. If you guys don't know, I'm an immigrant. And I grew up there from 0 to 9 years old, and it is the greatest blessing I have ever had. Now, Armenia is a third world country. Yeah, it's a third world country. There's a lot of crime, but you never really feel unsafe because everything is like a small town feel. Like, you could say I came from a village, right? But I'm very grateful for that because being in a third world country, you have to go, live life without having a lot of things, but you don't really realize how little you have until you see somebody else have so much with such ease. That's me coming to America. So when I came to America at 9 years old, as an immigrant, my eyes, like, I had really good perspective. I'm like, oh my God, this is truly the land of opportunity. I've shared my banana story a million times, where in Armenia, you'd have one banana a month. I land in America the next morning, I got a bowl of bananas. Didn't see that one coming, right? Just little things like that go a long way. So when I moved to America, I was like, you know what? This is a land of opportunity. I have to do big things. I have to do big things, right? So I've always been an ambitious, excited towards the future type of individual with a lot of drive and big goals, right? I want everything, because now that I know it, up to 9 years old, how hard people have it, I have an obligation to my parents who brought me here, who sacrificed their whole lives to be successful. So if you ask where's my drive coming from, what's my why, that's really it. A lot of people made a lot of sacrifices that ruined their lives, that put me in America, where I would have the opportunity to change their lives. And I'm very proud to say that I have. My mom's mortgage has been paid for 3 years, and I've only really started making money last year. So just so you know, I'm taking care of mom. Family's good, everybody's good. Thank God. So that's where the why comes in from, right? I do it for the family, and having that perspective helps me out a ton. Now, growing up, I was a dumb kid. I lived in a middle-class neighborhood. However, I was a poor kid in a middle-class neighborhood, which is so much more annoying than just being poor in a poor neighborhood, right? Because when you're in middle class going to a great school, but you're the poor one, you're getting the free lunch, your friends are, being delivered Subway every day, and they have a PlayStation and an Xbox 360, and they have any game they want. You're sitting here with just Call of Duty World at War. You're like, damn. And an Xbox 360 with only a 3-month Xbox Live membership, because you can't afford to spend $60, but you can afford to spend $20 every now and then. You get a little pissed off is the word I'm going to use, right? But it was also a blessing. Now, at 17 years old, I was like, okay, I got to do something with my life, right? This is ridiculous. And I've always had like an entrepreneur mindset. I won't even say that. I've always been a hustler, okay? If I could sell something, make a profit, I do it. To this day, someone want to give me $5,000 for my watch? Sell it right now. I'll sell it right now. I only paid $3. Right? I'm a hustler at the end of the day. So at 17, I started, selling random things around my house. I then graduated to selling other people's random things. And at 18, I put an ad on Craigslist, and some guy hired me to sell a whole bunch of garbage in his basement of these two buildings he just bought. There were two 4 units, right? Entered real estate. And what's funny now, I own two 7 units, literally down the street from those two 4 units, and now I'm about to turn 27 years old. Life is crazy, but let's stay on track. So that's how the journey began at 18, 17 years old. And I eventually graduated towards selling cars because I realized, I don't want to be making $10, $20 a sale. I'd rather make 100 to 200 to 300. You see, there's a pattern of always wanting a little bit more, which has kept pushing me to not be content and reach out for newer things, right? And a lot of that has to do with my expensive taste. I like nice watches, nice cars, and unfortunately, Ferraris cost more than $30,000, so I have to make a lot of money. That's always been my mindset. So my first business ever is something I call Sell That Car, because I was never a creative guy, so I figured we just call it what it is. And I recognize, a need in the market where there's a lot of people that go to the dealership and just trade in their car because they don't want to deal with the hassle of selling on their own. They don't know what they're doing. They don't want to get screwed. They don't want to get robbed. They don't want to meet strangers, right? I was willing to take all those risks because I needed money. So I started a business where I would basically sell cars privately. I'd be like a car broker, right? Let's say Sally wants to sell her car, but Sally doesn't want to meet with a stranger on Craigslist at her house. No worries, Sally. I take your car, I take it to my house, I have your title signed. I sell it to the private market, which always gets you 2,000 or more than the the trade-in value at a dealership. I take my profit. So my motto was, I'm gonna save you time and make you money. So that was my first business. And of course, throughout this time, I was going to college. So I was also trying to figure out life. What do I want to be? And my goal throughout all of college was, first, I wanted to be a criminal justice major because, you know what, I love the car Charger, and I figured the only way I'm going to be able to drive a Charger is if I become a cop. Very quickly, I realized I'm not fit to be a police officer. It's just too much. I'm not that brave. Let's just leave it that way. I'm not that brave. So I went through a few major shifts, and my whole goal with college was to get a job, at like 24 years old, save up every dollar I can, so at 30 years old I could start a business. You see, I always think in long term. I always had a game plan. Until one day, I was having dinner at a family. It was a family dinner, and this super wealthy person we know, he goes like, "So what's your major?" I'm like, "Engineering." He's like, "Why do you want to be an engineer?" I'm like, "I don't. I figured they make good money, and I want to become an engineer so I can save up money and start a business." He's like, "Oh, business and engineering." I'm like, "Absolutely not. I hate everything about this thing. I hate this major. I just needed to make money so I could start some other type of business." And the guy looked at me and he goes, "Ukrainian accent." "No, that's stupid. Don't do that." I'm like, man's got a point. So I switched to a business major because I was failing the engineering classes. And then I'm like, you know what? Why do I need to go to college? I was going to community college, and I had to decide whether I need to go to university or just jump into the real world. And I looked at all my options. I was like, look, if I go into university, that's $40,000 in debt, and that's like a decent school. It's not even a great school. I'm in 40 grand in debt, and I lose 2 years. I'm like, is there a way I could start a business now, and if I got to go 40 grand in debt, let it be in business so I can at least build something for 2 years that could pay that debt back versus just getting a loan. Because if I get a loan and then I get a job, that's going to hold me back from starting my business in the future. So that was everything going on in my mind. And here's how I came to the conclusion of becoming a real estate agent. I knew my end goal was I needed to be wealthy. What do wealthy people do? They own a business. I already knew that. However, all wealthy people, even the ones who own a business, are somehow invested in real estate, involved in real estate, own real estate, some way or another, right? I'm like, okay, perfect. I need to be in real estate, whether it's with my business money or some other money that I'm able to save. And then I'm like, pause. The YouTube algorithm introduces me to being a real estate agent. And I come to find out, all you need is $2,000 to get started, and you can make 100 grand a year. So that's what happened. I spent the $2,000 at night. Well, at 19 years old, I couldn't get my license till 21 because I had to wait. Unfortunately, that's the Illinois law. But at 19, I made the decision, and those 2 years I spent literally prepping. And as soon as I turned 21, I signed up for the course, and I took the test. Everything was great. And I remember when I signed up for the course, I did not in my head anticipate all the actions that I would have to take to be successful. In my head, it was just instant license, money. That was not the case. It was not license money. It was license, a whole lot of struggle, a little bit of money. More struggle, a little bit of money. More struggle, more struggle, more struggle. And finally, we broke through and we made 100 grand a year. My first time making 100 grand was my 5th year in real estate, right? And when I got my license, the first 2 years, let me tell you, were hell. I don't want to say I ever wanted to quit, but there was moments where I was like, you know what, man, maybe I'm just not good at this. Maybe this isn't, it's just not going to work for me. But I kept at it. I kept at it. I'm like, follow your own advice. What advice would you give yourself? And, after 2 years of real bad struggle, third year was decent, fourth year is decent. Mind you, I'm still driving Uber on the side during the slow times just to make ends meet, right? Still taking care of family, all that. And in my head, for somebody that has such an ego like myself, to fail for 4 years, that was harsh. That was really harsh, right? And in the fourth year, that's when you have to have real conversations with yourself. And I was like, look here, 4 years in the game, there's so many other agents who are very successful in year one, year two, year three, and you're so smart and so awesome, but somehow you still can't make money, and you're 4 years in the game. And that's when I set myself down. I reevaluated my business. I made some pivots, and if you follow my YouTube channel, you know what those pivots are. And in year 5, my business absolutely exploded. I made 100. I went from making like 56,000 that year, year 4, to making 138,000 in real estate, and some other incomes brought to like 145, right? Which is insane. Now year 6, we're on track to make $200,000 easily, plus owning 2 7-unit apartment buildings. Now, I'm still 26, turning 27. Did I anticipate myself being here at 27 years old? No. I thought I was going to be a millionaire by now. I am not anywhere close to. I'm not even a thousandaire. Okay, I'll be real with you. Business has been slow for October. I would think November and December are going to be just fine. But, when you own a building, you have all this overhead, things start draining real quick. So it's not like I'm sitting on hundreds of $1,000s either, right? I'm just a guy that's just starting his business. We're starting this journey, and we're making it do. So at 27, I am not where I want to be. I am not as far as I thought I'd be. But you know what? Once you get a taste of the real world and you realize, you know what, this is a lot of work that goes into it, and a lot of courage you need to actually take these chances, make these risks. And the older you get, the harder it is to take risks, to be honest with you. At 26, I don't see myself starting all over again with a brand new business. It's terrifying, right? I've already gone through 4 years. I don't want to do it again. It hurts, and I'm not going to do it, right? But, I'm very proud of myself. This year I had a goal of buying 3 properties. I want to do 3 real estate investing deals. And you know what? As of this Friday, my 3rd property will be purchased, which is my 2nd 7-unit apartment building. And I wish to God I took the actions that I took in year 6, at 26 years old, year 6 in my business. I took the same actions in year 1. The only difference is my stubborn ass took this goddamn long to figure out what I need to do, at what pace, and who I need to know, and what direction I need to go. That is what takes time. I guess that's where if you have a mentor and you're willing to work hard and dedicate yourself, that's where that shortcut could happen. But, I was too stubborn. Who could tell me nothing, right? So the lesson, I guess, is listen to people. Because a lot of people gave me the advice that I needed. I just wasn't ready to listen to it. So now I'm turning 27, and my goals have shifted. Now, I believe by 30 years old, I'm going to own 50 units easily, and I'm going to have $1 million net worth. Most likely in cash. I want to be a cash millionaire. I don't believe in that whole, I own 2 buildings worth $2 million, and then if you look at the equity buildup and the appreciation, I don't want to do gymnastics to figure out that I'm worth $1 million. I want to see $1 million in my bank account, and I really think I could do it. And here's the game plan. I'll give it to you right here, okay? I have a 7-unit. I bought for $730. It is, as of today, worth $1 million. I'm not going to sell it because I need to stabilize it, collect the cash flow, take the tax benefits, and I'll sell in a year or 2. Second one, same thing. I bought it for $730. Once I renovate, it's going to be worth $1 million. So there's about $250,000 of profit on each one of those. Now I have about 50% share in that. So let's say I'll make $250. But what I have learned this year and the connections that I've made will allow me to literally grow exponentially. See, I'm buying 7 units right now because that's all the bank will give me. However, once I own 14 combined, now I could go and buy 10 to 20 unit building just all at once, which then the profit margin goes from 200 grand to 400 grand. And in year 3, guess what? I now could buy 30 to 50 unit just one time, and the profit margin's $500,000 to $800,000. So I'm really going into real estate investing. And if you remember what I said in the beginning of this video, if you made it this far, God bless you, because this is very boring. If you remember what I said, my goal is to always be a real estate investor, right? And here it is. We're doing it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna cue some inspirational music. We're freaking doing it, all right? 20 and 19 years old, I'm like, all right, rich people invest in real estate. How do I get there? I need to become a real estate agent, make enough money, make the connection, study the industry, so when it's time for me to invest, I can just grow exponentially. Well, guess what, player? It's time to invest, and we're growing exponentially. We got 14 doors year one. We're gonna get 30 doors year two and 50 doors in year three, and boom. Passive income. I'll never have to work a day in my life if I don't want to, but you know me, I have to work 24/7. And the reason I want to get to 30 and have be a real estate investor by 30 is because being an agent is not where you want to be. Okay, it's not a long-term strategy for most of us, right? Making 100 to 300 grand as an agent is not where your life needs to be, because you can segue that into making millions with just significantly less work as a real estate investor. And at 30 years old, I'm gonna want to have a family, and I'll be damned if I can pick up my kid from school because George wants to see a house. Miss me with that nonsense. That's not my goal, right? I want to have control of my time, and that's why I'm leaning towards being a real estate investor. And as I get older, I'm getting wiser, so who knows how well this video is going to age. Maybe I don't succeed. Maybe I do. We'll never know, but at least now I know the actions I need to take, and a lot of the mental barriers have been removed. So I'll leave you on this. When I was younger, I watched a lot of podcasts, never the self-help nonsense, because that didn't make no sense to me. But there's always, like, every successful person wants to be like, it's all mindset, it's all mindset. I'm like, yeah, Sherlock, of course. But, like, tell me what to do, right? Man, it's all mindset. Because you already know what to do. I already knew what to do. You have to invest in real estate. I knew that at 21 years old. So why did it take me 5 years to get started? Because guess what? When I bought property at 26 years old, when I bought my first deal, it wasn't even with my own money. If I wasn't going to use my own money, then I could have started at 21 years old. I just didn't have that mindset, right? Have the mindset to do great things and take a lot of risk when you're young. What do you got to lose? That's my message to you as I get older. That's it. Thank you all for watching. Wish me happy birthday in the comments. And then I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm feeling gracious. Anybody that puts happy birthday in the comment section, I'm going to give you a coaching call for $75. It's usually $150, but you know what? I'm giving it away. $75, the link's in the description. Join in. Just make sure when I email you, just say, hey, I said happy birthday, and I'll give you the $75 discount. Easy, right? And of course, if you want to join the Patreon, that link's in the description as well. You basically get access to me once a week, every Thursday, 10 a.m. Central. Even on my birthday this Thursday, we will be there. I will be there on the call. And I think that's a lot more beneficial because that's continued support. Than the coaching call, but the coaching call will give you direction, and then the Patreon will allow you to stay on pace with that direction. So I hope this was helpful. Please, if you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe. This is my story, and we are building that $1 million net worth $1 at a time. Thank you.